A hand reaches toward a device resting face down on a surface. Distance 42 centimeters. Fingers make contact. Device rotates. Screen illuminates. Timestamp of unlock 14:37:22. Brightness registers at 212 lux. Eyes track toward display. Foveal fixation occurs at 14:37:22 plus 450 milliseconds. Target of fixation, numeric badge at top right corner of screen. Badge displays 3. No tap occurs. No swipe registers. Screen orientation remains portrait. Unlock duration 2.6 seconds. Device returns to face-down position. Screen dims. Lock state resumes. Ambient temperature 21.4 Celsius. No thermal variance detected. Hands return to keyboard. Typing resumes. Keystroke interval averages 140 milliseconds. Gaze redirects to monitor. Monitor content unchanged. Document cursor blinks at previous position. No file state modification logged. Time between unlock and typing resumption 4.1 seconds. Notification badge displayed 3. No notification was opened. No action altered that count. The number persists. A second unlock occurs. Timestamp 14:41:18. Duration since prior unlock 3 minutes 56 seconds. Screen illuminates. Badge counter 3. Eye fixation pattern identical to prior instance. Fixation latency 447 milliseconds. No variance beyond measurement error. Badge displays 3. No tap on badge area registers. No expansion of notification panel occurs. Screen locks. Time to lock 2.3 seconds. Badge state after lock 3. Badge state remains unchanged across unlock cycle. Third unlock. Timestamp 14:43:09. Interval 1 minute 51 seconds. Badge counter 3. Fourth unlock. Timestamp 14:44:52. Interval 1 minute 43 seconds. Badge counter 3. No notification is opened across 5 sequential unlock events. Badge persistence 100%. Unlock frequency increases. Inter-unlock intervals decrease. Badge count static. The action produces no state change in the observed variable. Repetition continues without function completion. Unlock count in 60-minute window beginning 1400:08. Unlock count in 60-minute window beginning 1500:12. Unlock count in 60-minute window beginning 1600:19. Frequency escalation detected. Average check duration 2.4 seconds. Cumulative screen on time per hour 45.6 seconds. Battery drain rate prior to pattern onset 0.7% per hour. Battery drain rate during pattern 1.3% per hour. Delta 0.6%. Contributor isolated. Increased display activation cycles. No change in background process activity logged. Network data transfer baseline. CPU utilization between unlocks idle.
Notification arrival events during observation window, 0. Badge increment events, 0. Badge decrement events, 0. External stimulus for checking behavior, absent. Internal refresh loop detected. The count does not change. The checking persists. Posture shift frequency correlates with unlock frequency. Micro adjustments in chair position occur within 10 seconds preceding unlock. Hand trajectory toward device exhibits decreased variance with repetition. Movement becomes procedural.
The gap isolates. Screen illuminates. Light reaches retina. Signal transmission begins. Optic nerve conduction velocity, fixed. Saccade initiation delay, measurable. Total latency from photon detection to foveal lock on badge region, 450 milliseconds, average across 23 samples. Standard deviation, 18 milliseconds. Within that gap, the number exists, unread. The badge holds state. The value is 3. The eyes have not yet confirmed. The gap is the window where uncertainty persists. Fixation resolves uncertainty. The number is 3. The cycle completes. State confirmed, unchanged. The variable under observation is not the badge count. The count is static. The variable is the repetition of confirmation. Confirmation frequency increases. Interconfirmation intervals decrease. The count does not require this frequency. The device does not demand it. No external event triggers refresh. The loop is internal. The trigger is absence of recent confirmation. Latency from uncertainty to confirmation, 450 milliseconds per cycle. Cycle frequency, escalating. A notification arrives. Timestamp 091403. Badge increments from 0 to 1. Device screen is off. Arrival triggers no immediate unlock. Device remains in pocket. Ambient motion detected via accelerometer. Walking gait pattern. Step frequency 112 per minute. No interruption in gait cadence at notification arrival timestamp. Elapsed time since arrival 41 seconds. Hand enters pocket. Fingers contact device. Extraction begins. Device clears pocket edge. Screen orientation, face down during extraction. Rotation occurs. Screen illuminates. Timestamp 091444. Badge 1. Eye fixation occurs at 091444 plus 439 milliseconds. The badge is confirmed. The number is 1. No tap on notification. No expansion. Screen locks. Device returns to pocket. Notification remains unread. Badge 1. 47 seconds later, a second unlock. Badge 1. 52 seconds later, a third unlock. Badge 1. Notification content unaccessed. Badge count verified 3 times without resolution. Fourth unlock. Badge 1. Fifth unlock. Badge 1. Sixth unlock. Badge 1. Cumulative verification cycles 6. Notification opened 0. Time since arrival 11 minutes 32 seconds. The count is known. The verification repeats. Unlock intervals shorten. First cycle post-arrival 47 seconds. Second 52 seconds. Third, 38 seconds. Fourth, 29 seconds. Fifth, 22 seconds. Pattern holds. Frequency increases. Notification arrival generates sustained validation loop. Badge count static at 1. Confirmation events escalating. At 19 minutes post-arrival, the badge is tapped. Notification expands. Content renders. Message length 31 characters. Read time 2.1 seconds. Archive action executes. Badge decrements to 0. Notification panel clears. Screen locks. 17 seconds pass. Unlock. Badge 0. Lock. 31 seconds. Unlock. Badge 0. The count is now 0. The validation loop persists. Absence of notification generates identical checking frequency to presence. The variable confirmed has inverted. The behavior has not. Validation loop sustains without external input. Badge count transitions from 1 to 0 did not terminate checking cycle. Frequency of unlock events post-resolution equivalent to pre-resolution rate for first 6 minutes. Gradual decay begins only after external distraction event. Phone call received. Call answered. Call duration 4 minutes 18 seconds. Post-call unlock frequency reduced by 41% for 30-minute window. A device sits on a table. Screen is visible. Orientation, face up. Badge counter, 2. Observer is seated 1.2 meters away. Gaze direction, monitor. Typing activity, continuous. Keystroke rhythm, steady. No interruption in task flow detected. Badge count changes. Increment occurs. New value, 3. Visual change happens within observer's peripheral field. No saccade toward device registers. Typing continues. Gaze remains fixed on monitor content. Device screen dims after 30 seconds. Badge value at dim, 3. No verification action taken. 12 minutes elapse. Typing continues. No device interaction. Badge count during this interval unconfirmed, but unchanged by observer action. At 12 minutes 14 seconds, a task completion event occurs. Document saved. Application closed. Hands leave keyboard. Gaze shifts. Eyes track to device. Device is lifted. Screen illuminates. Badge displays 3. Confirmation occurs as part of task transition, not as isolated verification loop. Notification panel expands. 3 items visible. All 3 are opened sequentially. Read time per item, 4 to 7 seconds. Actions are taken. 2 items archived. 1 item generates reply. Reply composed. Send action executes. Badge clears to 0. Device returns to table. Next task initiates. No subsequent unlock for 47 minutes. The frequency scales. Initial observation window 1 hour. Unlock count 8. Verification cycles per notification 3.2 average. Next observation window 1 day. Unlock count 123. Notifications received 11. Verification cycles per notification 11.2 average. Escalation factor 3.5. Third window 1 week. Unlock count 904. Notifications received 62. Verification cycles per notification 14.6. Fourth window 30 days. Unlock count 4,117. Notifications received 241. Verification cycles per notification 17.1. Ratio from first to final window 214 times increase in absolute unlock volume. Badge counter becomes primary interface element. Application content becomes secondary. The number is the signal. The signal requires constant refresh. Refresh intervals compress. Time between confirmations shortens from minutes to seconds. Device unlock count per waking hour reaches sustained rate of 43. Inter-unlock interval 83 seconds average. Hands lift toward the device. Motion halts mid-reach. Fingers hover 12 centimeters above surface. No contact occurs. The reach is incomplete. A small sound begins at the edge of vocalization. N. The fragment cuts. It echoes faintly. The syllable is never completed. Low ambient hum continues in the room. HVAC tone sustains at 62 Hz. The hum cuts abruptly. A brief silence follows. Battery depletion rate increases by factor of 2.3. Charge cycles per day 2.1. Device longevity projected, reduced. Notification response latency increased. Messages marked red without content processing. Social function degraded. Signal verification becomes terminal behavior. Content becomes irrelevant. The number is the only data extracted. The count is confirmed. The count is confirmed again. The loop runs without termination signal.